All right, so there's two post-credit scenes. We'll talk about the second one first because I think that's less impactful going forward, but still really a good scene. I think an impactful scene doesn't mean much to the MCU as a whole. I think. So yeah, so Jane dies, winds up going to Valhalla, and sees Hamdall. Hamdall?
Heimdall, yeah.
Yeah. And
Heimdall.
sees Hamdall. And he's up there, which is awesome. Which I love that part. But yeah, so
Me
I know
too.
Brian had asked it, so I don't know what do you think, Brian?
I loved it. I honestly, even though I wasn't sure she was a warrior enough, but everyone, but I was happy
Thor.
to see it. She's kind of a warrior, I guess. She came and gave her life for it, so I guess that's good enough. But I thought it was really cool. I wish I would have saw more. Who else was in Valhalla? I or the Warriors 3, the other two, or they're there, But
Oh yeah.
The
seeing
other
Heimdall,
three.
yeah, all three. So that's what I'm saying. Like, was Heimdall being there, I thought that's kind of cool. I just don't know if
Was
Jane deserved to be there, and what does that mean? What does that mean for Thor? In the end, is Jane gonna wait for Thor, and then Thor like, oh no, I got these other kids now. like, I don't know.
well, she's dead. All she can do is wait.
That's true.
You know. But I mean, now that we know Valhalla, I mean, I guess we kind of knew it was already a thing, but now we've seen it on screen. Like, is Odin there, or like you said, is all these other people there? Are we gonna get Carl Urban coming back in as his was executioner?
Scourge,
With the Scourge with the shake weight.
Shake weight. with his what is he? My stuff, whatever he says.
Yeah. The dual AKs, Des and Troy.
Yeah,
that's intro. But I mean, I thought that was a really cool scene, especially for a movie that had a lot of gods in it and seemed almost like there's nothing. They kept saying there's nothing after life. Humans are so stupid. There's nothing after you die. You just died. And for this human who was so giving of herself and it became a warrior, and to go to Valhalla, and actually us see that she went to Valhalla, and that there is something that more to life after death. I thought that was pretty cool to see.
Yeah. Same.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that, man. That's because the movie starts off with death and the god telling Gore, like, there's nothing, you just die, like, and laughed at Gore, and then it ends with something past death.
Something. Yeah.
I didn't even think about that. That's interesting. Yeah, because if Valhalla is real, then are these other versions of heaven?
Because these are talking about, these are gods, little g gods, but there are big G's. Even these gods, from Asgard, believed in something else, and so there is something beyond there. So it's just, is it for all these places? There's something else beyond. Is it just for this is a warrior's heaven? I mean, I'm just saying that there might be more beyond it because the gods don't know, because the gods are not really gods. Celestials are above these gods. That's what I was saying before. These deities. I mean, they're created just like everybody else. So seeing that at the end, I thought that was really cool.
Yeah. What you got, Brandon?
I didn't know, because I went into the movie completely blind, so I didn't know like anything with about the post credit scenes. But I enjoyed. I liked Valhalla. I like Brian said, I could have stood to see a little more of it, even though the post credit scenes are very limited anyway. I would have liked to see other characters, just like Brian said, but in addition to what Brian said, I was assuming that, Jane was Thor for all of like a week. I'm just going to take that shot in the dark, or a couple of days. So I don't want to say it felt unearned, but at the same time, I do want to say it felt a little unearned because she hadn't been doing it that long. I think if there's one absolute that I could kind of say, just kind of based on the information that I gathered, so it kind of felt like it's just they just want to end things as happily for her as possible. But
no, I think put it in the area where Thor most likely is going to end up gives a chance for her to still have her happy ending too.
That's true.
And it allows, even though we killed you, there's still room for you to have the happy ending. And I think that was kind of the whole idea. And Heimdall being there and him being welcoming to her.
Welcome.
And, I think that was kind of cool to see. Especially after seeing his son.
Yeah.
Thank you for watching that for my son.
Axel.
Yeah,
Axel. I love it.
That's not your name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also with Korg saying his name, he goes, "Oh, Hamdelson, Axel Hamdelson, or Hamdelson." I was like, "Do you really have to say he's?" That was so
silly. Yeah. But it was. I liked it overall. I liked the final post-credit scene.
And another thing that made me think about it was that this could have been another realm of existence. Like another, almost like a multiverse, another universe, like another one like that. So is it possible that you actually could break into that? Is this just a one-off entity, or is this another place that you could actually enter if you have eternity now? Is this something that you could actually get into? I'm just saying. There's a lot of ways you could go with this. I've read a lot of comic books, so
yeah. I wonder what this is gonna do to Thor, like Thor himself, because now he has something to live for, which he really hasn't had that in a real long time. But then when he finds out that when he dies, he can see Jane again, so it's like. I think it's gonna be really interesting, of that. Is like I have this thing to live for, but also I can see my love again if I end up dying in battle. So I think that I think that might affect his psyche a little bit more. But he's, like you said, he's been through so much trauma that I think the MCU. I think Kevin Feige knows this. I'm really interested on his thoughts on it. Eventually, we'll get it. Is he setting up Thor to be this really, really big player in the future because he just has more emotions and more trauma than anybody else, So it was like,
I definitely think it's possible.
He's going to be on the level of Odin, who, if you really want to rank all characters in all the MCU, Odin is like 8 of all most powerful characters ever created. And if Thor becomes that, I mean, come on.
Yeah. Like in the comics, he just gets his full because Odin wasn't dead. And then Odin sacrifices himself and gives him the last little bit of the Odin force. So Thor becomes full 100%, not 99%. So like we just getting the full Thor Odinson, with full force in the comics. I don't know. Like how much is that?
And
how are they going to play with that?
And how do you beat him?
Yeah.
So if he has all the power of Odin, then how do you beat that guy?
Yeah, he's just. I mean, I don't want to ruin the comics because he's in it now with the spaceship Hulk, which is such a Hulk. It's so stupid and cool at the same time. And then they're bringing in the Thor, like with the full force. But yeah. I mean. I think it has to be himself. It has to be the emotions that are either going to hold him back or destroy him. So, but I mean, it's going to be interesting going forward. Now he has something to live for, but when he dies, he knows he's going to see her. So it's like,
does he know though?
To death all the time. He's going to find out. He's got to find out somehow.
But I think that's what I liked about Black Panther. You saw them. All their kings, and they all have their afterlife. We've seen multiple afterlives now.
That's a good
You know,
point. I didn't even
you know,
think of that with the ancestral plane in Black Panther.
well, same thing
Moon
in
I didn't even
yeah.
stop to think about that.
Moon Knight. That's what I'm saying. Moon Knight. You saw it in Moon Knight. So I mean, we're talking about now 3 different times where you see there's a life after death. So I'm just
Interesting. Yeah.
So is death just a different plane of existence? Just like they talk about the Egyptian gods went to a different plane of existence. I'm just saying. All these things might be coming out eventually, and how big
I didn't
how
even
Marvel
stop
is.
to give that any thought.
You have so many opportunities to go anywhere with it. So, I don't know, but I enjoyed that post scene credit, and I thought at the post credit scene, I thought that was actually more important than we gave credit for. You know, the more I thought about it, I was like, wow, you're showing me a lot, and this could go anywhere Kevin Feige really wants to.
Yeah, like, yeah, that's all right. Because he could just leave it nice, happy ending for Hamdo and Jane, or it could play a bigger role. And I really didn't think about it playing a bigger role. I just thought it was the little, ribbon bow on top of everything, But yeah, interesting. Anything else you got with that one, Brandon? Before we move on to the big post credit scene.
I think that was about it for me.
Yeah.
With the final with that one.
Well, all right. Now I'll let you go first with this one then. So Zeus isn't dead. We find out. This cat is like super like needy right now. I don't know what his problem is.
Give me dogs.
Yeah, I know, right?
If he screams, I'm leaving.
You might. He is loud. So we find out Zeus isn't dead. He's being tended to, even though he's got a lightning bolt through his chest. But
big hole in his chest.
Yeah. So, but he's mad. It's a very different attitude that we got from him that we've seen so far. And he's pissed, and he's telling somebody to go. That this can't be. He can't stand for this. We have to go teach a lesson. And he goes, "Oh, go kill Thor, my son." And then it cuts to what the hell's his name? Can't remember his name.
Dude from Ted Lasso, Hercules.
From Ted Lasso. He winds up being Hercules, which looks awesome. He looks so freaking good. But I'll let you go, Brandon. What you thought about that one?
I thought that was awesome. I was hoping Hercules would enter the picture. I like that they're leaning more into, some of the other gods, obviously Zeus. Now we're getting Hercules. Obviously that's going to be the antagonist for Thor 5 whenever that's made. Mm-hmm. I loved the way he looked. The costume was pretty spot on. Like I even nudged Brian and said, "No, is this who I think it is? Is this who I think it is? No way." So yeah, that reveal got me pumped, dude. I thought that was pretty badass. That was awesome. Can't wait to see what they do with him down the line.
Okay.
Sorry if you guys heard that engine outside the house.
I was thinking I knew Hercules was rumored to be in it. I didn't know if it was gonna be Ares. And I didn't know where they're gonna go with it. And I was like, oh, okay. Oh, Hercules. Okay, that makes sense. So now we're gonna have Adam and and then we're gonna have Hercules. Okay, I can see they're both fighting these things, and we can bring this all together. I think they're gonna have a movie that we're gonna have everyone fighting their nemesis, and they're gonna be kind of ganging up on them. So we got Namor, Hercules, as
it's
Adam.
Brett Goldstein. That's the
Brett
guy.
Goldstein,
Brett Goldstein is from Ted Lasso. Is Hercules.
It was a little let down. It wasn't Henry Cavill. Now that Warner Brothers isn't doing anything with him as Superman, but Brett Goldstein, he'll do. I'm sure he'll do a great job.
That'll do, pig. That'll do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, he definitely needs to get a lot more jacked.
Oh yeah,
he's gonna be looking like the Chris. He's gonna look at him like, get away from me.
He's gonna go up against Hemsworth. That's why I was like, oh, why didn't you just get Henry Cavill? He's big enough.
Because he's only 5'11". It doesn't matter.
True.
He's still too small. Unless he's floating in the air, it doesn't really matter. It's still too
You know,
small.
give him some lifts. Boom. There you go.
Like the who wears them all? Tom Cruise.
Tom Cruise,
His
yeah.
high heels. Yeah. But I was just looking at like some of the stuff right now, and they're like, "Oh, what's the difference?" I guess Hercules is Olympian, and I guess Olympians are immortal, which explains why Zeus didn't die, where Asgardians are just long lived. So that's interesting. So basically, Hercules cannot die, but Thor eventually will die.
But Hercules is half human.
True. He's only a demigod.
Yeah.
So, well, I guess doesn't he become a god? Like in the mythos?
Depends on what story they want to go with.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. We're already getting Greek and Norse, plus Egyptian. And now we're gonna get Central American, Central Latin American with Neymar, and we already got African with Black Panther. So I mean, we're going all over the place.
With.
Ancient China, we got that.
Exactly.
So yeah. So,
and then whatever the Eternals are. Whatever that is.
Yeah. I don't know, but what about you, Brian? When you first saw him,
I was thinking, okay, it's gonna be Ares. It's gonna be Ares. No, okay, it's Hercules. All right, that makes sense. And and having all these demigods going against a god, but in my mind, I was like, well, if Thor is tapping into the Odin force, does it matter? Hey, Alyssa. But does it matter? Because he's on the level of Zeus.
Yeah.
So if that's the case, then and then Zeus doesn't get his thunderbolt, or does Thor just say, "I have eternity here. I'm trying to watch up to my baby. Here, take the damn thunderbolt. Who cares?
Let's give it back."
But we're pretty good, Alyssa. How you doing?
Yeah, we're doing, and we're finishing up talking about Thor: Love and Thunder. But yeah, that's gonna be really interesting. Yeah, no, I loved it, man. I thought it was super, super, super awesome. I was hoping to get it, but I wasn't sure if we were going to. And once they cut to him and he like comes off with a knee and stands, I was like, oh, the costume was awesome, and like I'm like, all right, I'm in. He had that look. So the
costume
I guess he doesn't even need to be
like spot on.
Yeah, I definitely loved it, and I don't know. It just showing Zeus alive, I thought was like, oh shit, cool. This kind of changes it because Thor thought it was going to ruin everything because like the god of gods is gone, and he's like, yeah, no, he's not. Like like Thor did nothing but like take him down for a little bit.
Yeah.
So yeah. So, but I thought it was so cool. And it gives us a future for Thor. Where
it reminded me just of Guardians of the Galaxy, and I shall call him Adam. Like it just exactly having someone that's going to be just like you. Once I said the best villains are the ones that are on your level.
Yeah,
and that's what
they're not just a copy and paste, but they have their own story. But like you said, they had they're on the same level. So, and Hercules has his own story, just as strong, and I think it's gonna be really, really cool. I mean, a whole different mythology, so it's gonna be super, super fun, with it all. Yeah, but I mean, because Hercules is somewhat of a good guy, though, isn't he, in the comics?
Yeah, but Zeus is also a dick, so that's his dad. So
yeah, I mean, Zeus is a dick in the original, in the actual mythology too. So. The only time Zeus looks nice is in Disney Hercules.
Exactly.
Yeah. Let's see. So. Sorry, Alyssa. I just read it.
Yeah.
I know.
Oh man,
I don't want to show it on screen, but yeah. That's it's rough, man.
I went through something. Well, something happened similar a while back, so I get it.
No, I definitely get it. We're all dog people, so we all understand. So sorry to hear that.
Yeah. But Yeah, just remember the good times, the fun times. So that's kind
Yeah.
of what always helped me out. Oh man.
Mhm.
But yeah, I don't know what else you guys got.
As I said, I was surprised that they didn't connect it to Loki, especially with season 2 coming out and them filming it. I was surprised. Just not just a little thing like Loki just peeking in on his brother. You know, just something, just
Yeah.
something small like that. You know,
Yeah.
Or
you
even
didn't have to.
Jane. What if Jane asks, like, "Oh, where's Loki?" And
Where's
Hemswell's
Loki?
like, "Oh, he's not here." Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
That's
but
that's
yeah,
true. Buddy.
at the same time, like I said, I liked how it was very standalone. You know, this was the first one without Loki. You know, really the only allusion to him was the big tribute tattoo Thor had on his back. I was kind of okay with it. That you know, it just kind of it stood on its own. You
but I
know,
Yeah.
said, anytime you see Thor, you see Loki. I'm surprised we didn't get Throg. Surprised we didn't get that stuff is funny too, and those are probably the best things that we've seen last year. The best thing,
Yeah.
and
oh,
why
Loki was
not take
great.
advantage of that? And that surprised me a little bit that you didn't not to interfere with the movie. But the movie just to add on intrigue,
In a
because
post credit.
in a post credit, just a small post credit.
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Like you said, this is the first time we see Thor without Loki. So yeah,
Yeah,
that's interesting. I wonder if that's one reason why a lot of people are upset is because especially in Ragnarok, you had the goofy funny with Korg, but you had the evil, snarky, condescending funny with Loki
with
that
Loki. Yeah.
But it
kind of
still had
countered each other.
that brother, the brother thing
Yeah.
always plays against. It's so cool to see. And I think it's like, yes, we hate each other, but we love each other, and that's what you see no matter in all this stuff. We saw it in Loki for Thor. The same
Yeah.
thing. Like
Yeah.
Mhm.
as much as I hate these people, I love him more than anything. Like that's that connection that I think you don't want people to forget. And this is a good chance to kind of just remind, just a little in credit, something small, nothing big.
Mhm.
Mm.
With
Yeah.
the TVA, you
But
could just had a TVA pop out of
I get
nowhere, and
that.
Loki like, no, this is the wrong place. Or they come and grab Loki. Loki, you're supposed to be with us, and pull him out. That's it.
Mhm.
Something that small would have put so much hype on Loki season 2.
yeah. Yeah. I wonder if Chris Hemsworth would show up in Loki season 2, or would that also be too much of a distraction?
That would be cool. I think that would be.
It would be cool.
Mhm.
It would be cool. But that definitely Loki 2 needs to start setting up the future of the MCU because of Kang.
Yep.
So you can easily
Definitely.
tie in almost every single character. You can tie in to Loki. And I wonder if that's what Loki is going to be the string that starts tying everything together.
Mhm.
But
Makes sense.
yeah.
Which would be pretty cool and even a little unexpected.
Mm,
You know.
yeah. But
So I'd be good with that.
yeah. Overall, though,
Anti-hero tying everything together is great for Marvel. I think that would be perfect.
he
Definitely.
did that in the past. Remember when they showed the Tesseract to the doctor scientist guy? I can't think of his name. And then looks over
Dr.
and it's
Selvig.
Loki in the mirror. Yeah, Selvig.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Loki was there and set up something else. So yes, having an evil look into the future is always kind of more
But it's
fun.
not evil. It's self-centered, but he's not evil. And that's what I like about him. And and that's what everyone likes about him. And I think that he would have been the perfect person, especially after all this stuff, that Thor has lost, to get a snippet of that. He might find out that he didn't lose everything.
Yeah. Well, then you can also have goofy, evil, or not evil, but kind of evil, Uncle Loki. So that'd be cool. That'd be fun.